We're going to finish out the next one in the same order we roughed them in. So now we're going to return to the 7317. This is the operation 2 fixture. We're going to use a similar method here to duplex this setup here. Before we do that, we're going to go back and edit that one thing I mentioned. We should have 7313 or 17, sorry, listed in the program comment, because when it combines all these programs, that's the only reference we're going to have for where one part starts and the other one ends in the program. So we're just going to put that before our operation number. That way it matches our setups. Okay, I only have one instance of this part showing, but I do want to comment. It's going to locate on these two dowel pins. If you look at it when we program the parts, we're going to ream out those two holes because they're location holes. So they're going to be higher tolerance than these other ones. But there's this pocket in the fixture. Our origin is going to be basically on the center of this hole on this plane, as is shown on this drawing here. So our origin's right in the middle. The bottom of the pocket is our Z location. So the only reason that pocket is there is so we can get in there with a probe and find center of it. Let's set up this operation, and we're going to do this different. We already know what our stock size is. It's here. We know how much material we're removing. So the overall part is a 1/2 inch tall, and we started with the material that's in between here and here. So if it allows me to measure that distance, that distance is 0.38. Setup, do new setup. Okay, in our model, we're going to select is this model here, and then under. Okay, so after we've selected our model, we're going to go to X plane and Z axis. We're going to set our Z axis in orientation so it's pointing up and our X is to the right. Let's go ahead and select something for the X axis, and you might have to say flip. Again, we want the red arrow pointing at the rotary. We're going to go to the next tab, and we're not going to go from the previous, but we're going to go to relative size box, and then we're going to add stock to all sides. Now we're going to type in some values to have this box the size we want. Our stock depth is right now is at 1/2 inch, which it was actually 1 inch bar stock. So we're going to add to Y 0.25 and 0.25. So our bar should get wider. Now in the Z, we basically have a hat on the top. So we should be able to put in a Z negative offset, negative 0.5 in Z. And so that'll bring the material up to where the top of the part is. And again, we took, it was started out as a 1 inch bar, and we took 38 thousandths off the opposite side. So our stock to remove in Z should be 0.462. So our total numbers on here, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. This is 0.25, should have been in Y. Our X-axis offset is 50 thou per end, because our stock was 100 thou longer than the part. Okay, so some of you are used to doing meshes. You could do that. It should come out with the same resultant. This is fast. It's easy, as long as you got the math right. And most of what this operation is on this side is removing the hat, which is substantial. We had to have it stick out quite a bit so that we could cut the slots in the side. it's basically going to mill the top of this off and then cut the holes from this side in the pocket. Now on our last tab, we're going to put in 7317, program 2, 7317 op2, and our coordinate system we're going to use multiple work offsets. We're going to do 2 instances, increments of 1, and we're going to do order by tool again. And then we need to look up what our starting work coordinate system number is from our drawing. So if we go to our drawing, we've got our first one is P7 and then P8. So our starting number, P7 is 13. So we want to start at 13. So it'll output 2 instances, and we'll set our origin for the second part where this cavity is. Now that we have all that set up, I've noticed I didn't set the origin in the correct place. So we're going to go back to the previous tab for the setup, and we don't want it on a stock box point. We want it on a model box point, and we want to select the one that's at the bottom center of the part, which is right here. So make sure that's where it is, or your part's not going to come out right. But it's the center of the pin, very bottom of the model. That'll center it, and it's a symmetrical part, so it doesn't matter how it's loaded. That's why we can do just an array straight over with this one, because there's no side work. It's symmetrical. Alright, so we're going to go to the processes tab and then double check all this. We hit OK. 7317 op2. Now we just have one more face to work on, and that's finishing off the bracket. So it's going to be machined around the outside, goes up against a fence and a pen, but we're the same thing. We're going to have material above here that was minus what was removed from the opposite side. So if we look at our other model, and if it allows us to measure, we're going to take this edge and this face, and it looks like we got a 40 thou difference. And our stock was 2 inches in one direction, and it is 2 inch 60 in the other. So that's what our end stock needs to look like. Okay, so we're going to select a new model. We're going to pick this red one here. We're going to change our orientation to Z-plane and X-axis. We're going to pick on. Okay, we flipped our orientation. We're going to go to stock. We're not going to use from previous. We're going to go to relative size box. That pops it up here. We're going to adjust our stock size to be the size we want. So we're going to go to add stock to all sides. It gives us the freedom to adjust. We're going to put in the y-axis, we need an 1/8 inch because it's 2 inch bar. So we need to put in a 1/16 per side. So our number for y should be an even 2 inches. And our width in x was 2 inch 60. So we're going to go this number plus 30 thou. So it's going to be 0.0925. 0.0925. And we should have 2 inch 60 in the other direction. Now our stock height, we need to go less the thickness of this flange here. So on the Z offset, we're going to go negative 0.281, which should bring us up to the stock that's actually left on the part. Okay, so this is auto calculating based off the height of the model. We started off with 1 inch thick material, and we removed some material off the other side, and then we have the thickness of our flange. So if we do the math, we start off on 1 minus 0.281, that's the flange, minus 40 thousandths of removal on the other side, minus 0.593 for the height of the overall model, gives us an offset of 86 thousandths. Okay, so now where's our origin? It's going to be based off a model box point. Is going off machined edges. That model box point's this bottom left corner here. Okay, we're going to go to the next tab. Stock, everything should be good. Go to the next tab. We're going to put in our number 7316. Program 2. 7316. Op2. And our work coordinate system is going to be, our starting work coordinate system on this fixture is, we're doing P3 and P4, which is 9 and 10. So our starting work coordinate system is going to be 9. We're going to check multiple work offsets. We're going to do 2 instances in one increment, and we're going to go to order by tool on that one as well. Let's go ahead and hit OK. Then we're going to change our setup 7316 op2. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more editing of these operations before we move on. First thing is we're going to right click on and edit operation 73171A. And I've decided after running setup sheets, it'd be better to have, instead of 1B here, put location 1. That will show up in the code in the setup sheets. And following suit in 1B, we want to label that one location 2. Now, what we're going to do in the first operation is we're going to 1A, we're going to program everything for that location, and then we're going to copy it and put it in this other one and regenerate it on the second location. Again, the reason we're doing this is we're going to be cutting the slots from the side, and there's not a good way to mirror rotate this and keep the origin where we need it to cut the slot on the second piece. So unfortunately, we got to do a little more programming than we will have to do on the other operations. But we're going to put in some notes first. So this might be new for you. We're going to right click on the first operation, and we're going to go to edit notes, and we're going to put in what offset is being used. So on this first one, it should be WCS G154P5. And we're going to hit OK, and this little note icon shows up. What it will do is show up on the setup sheet, even when we post-process all this as 1, provided we use a certain configuration. So we're going to go through and we're going to set that one, and then we will go ahead and set up the second one. I'm going to click on this operation, and right click, pick on edit notes, and on that one we're going to put WCS G154P6. Okay, now let's go on to the next operation, which is 7316, and we're going to edit the notes on that one. And this one's going to use 2 coordinate systems. It's going to be in 2 locations, if you recall. So the WCS is going to be G54 P1 and P2. Okay, we're going to move on to 7317, Op2. Edit the notes for that one. And the WCS should be G54 154 P7 and 8. And then our last one should be WCS G154 P3 and P4. Now you notice these aren't really in order in which we're actually machining them. Originally, when I set up my files, I thought they were going to go in the order I had the P numbers, and then I realized there was a clearance issue with cutting what I thought was going to be the third operation, and so it became the first. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to go to 7317, And we're going to start our first programming routine, which is going to be a manual note. So we're going to go to setup. We're going to create a manual NC, and it's going to be a comment. And in that comment, we're going to put in the same, more or less the same, the program number 7317, or the part number op1 location 1. That way it'll show up in the code, and we're going to be cutting multiple part numbers, and this will be able to identify where in the code where this program starts. Okay, we're going to hit OK, and it pops up with that, and that should just put that in as a note in the code. Alright, now our first operation is going to be a facing operation. We're starting in the neutral position with these two locations here. So we're going to do a 2D, we're going to do a face, and we're going to select our 1/2 inch end mill from our library. And this is a facing operation. It's standing far away. One way to take a little bit of torque off and get a little bit better finish on a setup like this, as long as it's rigid enough, is to bump up the RPM. So we're going to bump up the RPM for the spindle speed and the ramp to 6,000 for this operation. We're just skimming a little bit of material off. This might chatter later, so we want to make sure that we're leaving the rest the same. Again, this is a 3-axis move. We're in the neutral position. You are going to put in for this offset 0 for a rotation. That's where the neutral position is. So there's nothing to put in on the tool orientation in this case. We're going to go to geometry. We're going to just take the stock as it was set up. Okay, on the heights tab, we're going to leave pretty much everything at default. We want it stock top, all that based on that. Then we're going to move on to the next tab. Okay, so we're going to go a pass extension of 270. That's just to make sure that we clear it, and if our stock ends up being a little bit larger than we anticipate within its tolerance, we've got some extra room there. Our step over is going to be 250. We're going to go a little conservative because it's a narrow part. That's it for this tab. We're going to move on to the linking tab, and we're going to take away our vertical lead-in radiuses. That's going to be set at 0, and we're going to hit OK. Okay, so it should be milling down from the top, the surface. It's going to lead in towards us in the center and then work its way out. Let's pick on the model, and it'll highlight where it is for us. And it's in this model here. It ended up being in part of our setup for the part. So we want to keep expanding till we see bodies, and then we're going to make the 2 stock volumes invisible now that we've set up our setups. Alright, let's go ahead and collapse all this back down, and then we'll proceed with our pocket.